Well, so let's take it out of the realm of the speculative and hypothetical, and maybe imagine a model. Like, let's say two people meet on Tinder. What would it look like if those two people did start sipping from the cup of slow sexuality?
Well, full disclosure, like the reason I suggested this topic is I'm wrestling with this right now. Because I'm May 11th, I'll be like fully vaccinated. I've got a whiteboard list of all the people I haven't fucked in a year and who do I want to go see first. But I'm having these feelings of like what's going on? Like, have I become an introvert now and I'm not an extrovert anymore? Am I less slutty? Like, what's happening? And the way that I, often will teach or come up with things is trying to solve my own problems. So I'll be doing a 6-week class where we're just going to go through a bunch of different things that I'm using to help myself kind of slow down and just be more present, and also like remember, kind of like with what Davey said, like remember there are other people attached to these genitals. And I'm also looking at for myself, like in the before days, like I was very privileged and grateful for the life I got to have. But like, is there anything I want to change or do differently as I come back, into socializing? And, I think the biggest thing, if we're going to try to map out something, the biggest thing I would point at is a lot of people don't take their casual sex seriously. And they don't know where to get resources for how to do casual sex better, like how to leave the campsite better than you found it. And, for bisexual men and straight men, there's, it's not, even while we have the blessing of culture to be promiscuous, it's not like in the gay community where it does feel like there's a lot more love and acceptance, but also like, here's some advice. Here's a good advice from a hoe. Like, you do this, do that. So I think it would really be just starting with like, what kind of sex do you want to be having, and what would actually make that better and leave everyone better for it.
I just want to jump on that too. Reba, you had mentioned that a lot of this can come from influencers. I think it's also important to remember that each of us, like individually, each person, as you have sex with someone, like you have a platform. You are an influencer of whoever you are friends with, whoever you have sex with. Mm-hmm. And like Rita's saying, like when you know better, you do better, and you can demonstrate that through example, kind of in a grassroots way. But I do think a lot of this is wishful thinking. I think it's like at the Chinese food buffet of life, like a lot of people have been having, General Tso's chicken every night for a year. And they're going to try some lo mein and some wonton soup, and they're going to eat it till they throw up. It's going to be like those, what did they used to do in like the Middle Age? The vomitorium. Yeah. Eat till they throw up and then eat some more.
Well, I think the when I'm working with muggles, like non-sex educator, porn performer, like folks who are just kind of, maybe they're not vanilla, but like they're just starting to have their sexual renaissance and trying to navigate this. The piece that for people who are trying to navigate or negotiate casual sex is a lot of people, they find really good people to have casual sex with, like just good humans. And then they end up starting to fall in love and starting a relationship. Because a lot of these people who are going to be exploring their casual sex may be monogamous or monogamish. And we're kind of, raised that if you find a good person and you're having great sex, why would you not leave them? Like, fall in love, get married, have kids, do whatever. And that is really about like, what are your casual sex protocols? Which was for me, one of like a bunch of things. I'm like, oh, back in my slutty days, I'm like, people are falling in love with me. And we had explicitly said we weren't going to fall in love. And like, is there any way to make that easier for us not to fall in love and still allow us to have all the great sex. So like those imprinting triggers that have us start to really, fall in love with people, like the protocols there are just ideas to mitigate that a little bit. So I would start there for a lot of people, especially if you fall in love easily and you're just going to run up to the buffet, and have at it.